Hi, welcome to the Best for Artisans video tutorial. Today I'm going to present to you the WordPress content management system and show you a way to build your own website almost for free and absolutely without having programming skills. I will show you the most important tips and steps, starting from choosing a domain name up to getting the functioning online service, which can be further shaped by you according to your needs and aesthetic taste. You don't need any special programming skills to build a basic website in WordPress. All you need are computer literacy, basic familiarity with web browsers, an idea for your own website, and a bit of time and patience, especially at the beginning. So it's time to start. First, you need to choose a domain name, your online identity, and hosting service, virtual address of your business, place where your website will be stored. If you don't have your domain name yet, you should check if the one which you are looking for is available, like this one. If it's not, you will have to find an alternative one. Sometimes you'll be forced to change the whole name, and sometimes just an extension. A good tool for domain names checking is domain.com website. However, most likely you will be able to do the same on your hosting provider's website. If you don't have a specific idea for the domain name, you can use a domain name generator. One of them is domainwheel.com. Start with keywords characteristic for your profession or service. You will receive many different proposals for the name of your domain. There is some limited number of extensions here. Therefore, if you want to have your, for instance, .eu extension, you will have to check it with domain.com or similar service. Also, this website works mainly in English. If you are looking for a domain name in another language, try other domain name generators. And here it is. For all the beginners, I recommend having a glance on the official WordPress community website, wordpress.org. There is a lot of useful information and tools there. As WordPress itself, also the service is available in many languages. Among others, they recommend here the best hosting providers which support WordPress installation. However, I'm sure that these days you will find hundreds of other services with similar functionalities in your country. But let's try how the registration with one of them can look like. It is similar everywhere. You need to choose hosting plan. Usually the basic one is good to start with. Now you can create a new domain, like with domain.com. You can use your own if you already found one, or just register and proceed with the domain later on. Let's pretend we have a domain. Now we have to fill out a simple questionnaire. We need to choose a package and extras depending on your needs and goals. Accept conditions and submit the form. This way we get both registered domain and hosting. I use a different hosting service, and now I'm going to show you how it works from the background. First thing we need to do is to install the WordPress core under the domain address. To do so, go to the service where you registered your domain and find cPanel. This is the place where you control your online service. Login. You'll find a lot of tools there. Don't be afraid, you don't have to learn all of them. Those menus look more or less similar in most of the cPanels. Find a WordPress installer or WordPress toolkit. It should look like this or quite similar. I've already have some installations here, but your table will be empty. Click install. As it will be your first installation on the server and your website will be in the main catalog, I recommend leaving most of the fields as default. So don't change installation path even if I'm doing it right now. You can provide your own website title. You'll be able to do it also in any moment later in the page customizer in WordPress. Don't change plugin theme set. On the other hand, it is very important to set up proper website language. It will be very useful when you decide to install the website translator. In most cases, it should allow you to get a WordPress admin panel in your language as well. I'm going to set it up in English UK. Let's have the latest WordPress version. You'll be using a username as your login, so choose wisely and avoid word admin in a username. Set up and remember or copy and save your password somewhere. Rewrite email to the one which you want to use for administration. In my case, it is the correct one. Don't change database settings. They probably did it well. The same with automatic update settings. They are set up in a far safest and most secure way. Then press install. After 2-3 minutes, your website is installed. Now you can leave your cPanel and open your website. You can check your main address first. So write your domain address in a browser. In my case, it looks a bit complex as I installed my WordPress in a subcatalog. You just write your address as it is. and you will get this kind of website. Now write the same address but add /wp-admin to it. This will direct you to the default WordPress login page. Write your username or email and password provided during installation and login. This is how the WordPress admin panel looks like. On the left side you can see menu, from which for this moment the most important parts are appearance, at the link to themes, and when you install your new themes, more links appear here and here. Plugins, where you will be installing all the software responsible for site functionalities and performance, two are already here. Pages, where you find the main page and all the sub-pages of your website, two are already here. Posts, for blog posts, if you decide to have one, there's also the first blog post left as an example. And media, where all the visual content necessary for your website will be stored. Mostly there will be images, but we can also expect other types of materials like videos or documents. So let's start with themes. There are some already installed, but the most exciting part is hidden behind the Add New button. As you can see, there are thousands of them. You can scroll down until something catches your eye, or you can write the name here. You can also upload an installation file if you downloaded the theme from another source. When you click on the theme, you can read some information about it and see the rating. You can also see how the theme should look like. I had a lot of good opinions about this Neve theme, and I'm going to install it. It also has it looks nice and has good ratings and a large number of reviews. It is a good sign. So let's install it and activate. Now we can see more options under appearance. Let's see Neve options. This thing is not common for all the themes. It always depends on how the developers design the theme and what they attach together with the theme. In this case, we have quite a lot. Starter sites, which will help us with first designs. Possibility to upgrade the theme to paid pro version. Recommended plugins. Support and some more technical data. Let's start with starter sites. We can see quite a large number of possible site layouts to use. Most of them are available for premium users, but the basic set should be okay for start. With this, we can build the whole online service, I would say. And this is something that I would recommend for beginners, to start with ready-made layouts which correspond with your aesthetics and adjust them to your needs. Then you can go for building pages from scratch. Of course, you don't have to use this template, it's just an example, one of the thousands. So let's import the site. And view website. Okay. It looks quite well, but it is still not my site, not your site. From now, everything is up to you, your needs and your idea about this website. You can change almost all the elements of the website and add new items or remove some of them. Let's see how it works. First of all, don't be afraid of experimenting, especially when the website is not published yet. Most of the mistakes can be easily fixed and even the whole system can be reinstalled. So don't give up. So let's start with some adjustments to our website. For this, we can use two different ways. We can customize a website and edit this main page or any other page. Customizing can help us to change general parts of the service, like a logo, main menu. Just click on those parts which you want to change. Here you can see the footer. Here there is a header. If you want to change a logo for our own, nothing more. Simple. Just upload your logo from your computer. You can crop the picture. In this case, we need an entire image. Now, logo is appearing here, but it's still quite small. You can make it bigger. You can also change the name, as I told you before. You can get rid of that. You can add site icon. Let's try use our logo for that. It's not the best one. It's better to prepare in advance. Another thing which we can adjust here is the main menu of the website. And it's easy. Here we can add or change the menu in any way. You can make a contact as a second. part. We can remove news, and we can add it back. The position of each part of a logo on this list changes its presence in the menu. So we can see the portfolio single as an independent part or as a part of portfolio. Coming back to logo and the name of the website, you can also change the colors here, and this you can change in style. If you don't like the black letters here, you can change them. If you know exact color which you want to use, you can type it here. And after you finish, just publish the changes and it's done. Another part is changing the content of the website. This we can do with page editor like this one. Just click here. And now all the parts of the website become active. And you can make changes as you like. If you don't like this background photo, you can change it clicking in a proper place. You can see the blue frame here. It means that now we are changing this whole part, and click replace. You can find the photo in the media library if you were there, or upload. Let's try with this. And the picture is different now. Now we can see that the letters are not visible, so we can change the color. Here on the right side we have color, and changes to white. The same here. If you don't like to have two buttons here, you can get rid of one of them. And keep just this one. You can also change the parts like this. Just click on it. If you want to have two instead of three, just remove column. And two other will adjust themselves to the new structure. You can change elements of it by replacing this icon with some other available icons here. Now we have a new one. We can change text here or here. We can, of course, we can change also other photos or change the look. We can delete the whole part of the website, like this one, let's say feature work. If you want a feature work to disappear, just click here. No. exists now. And now it disappeared. Basically, you can change any part of this website, or you can add your own block, whether it's paragraph, image, gallery, group, list, anything. After making all the changes, just update. And view the page how it looks now. And that's how it works. This theme is one of the more advanced when it comes to options for beginner developers, but it is not the only one. And of course, there are many paid possibilities where the capabilities of the software are much advanced. So, we are close to the end, but let's look once more on our background menu. It's growing with each installed item, like appearance is bigger. You can see the media library, which was empty and now contains some images uploaded with the theme by me and by me. We have a new plugin uploaded with a Neve theme, and you will definitely need some more of them. The list of suggestions can be found under this video. Now I just want to show you how to upload them. The plugins are important because they decide how the website performs. We can see the beginning of a list, or just the first examples. Information under each title is extremely important. Each plugin should be compatible, like this one, with your WordPress version. However, just after fresh update of WordPress core, some need time to be compatible. Pay attention to the last update of the plugin. If it counts in years, it may be that this plugin lost its support and can become dangerous with time. Of course, the more installations, the better. The same with scores, the higher the better. When you start searching for a plugin, the list starts changing. Click on the plugin's name to get information about it. To install, press here or here. And then activate. Some plugins have quick tutorials like this one. Go through it and change settings if needed. If you are not sure of changes, better leave default settings, they usually work. And again, don't be afraid of doing experiments. Remember to do backups, like with this last plugin, for instance. And for the end, I wish you a lot of joy and satisfaction of creating a nice and effective website. Thank you very much.